When war becomes business, it can have a number of negative consequences, both for the people involved in the war and for the global economy. Profits over people. When war is seen as a business opportunity, it can lead to a focus on profits over people. This can mean that companies are more likely to sell weapons to both sides of a conflict, even if they know that those weapons will be used to kill civilians. It can also mean that companies are more likely to cut corners on safety and quality, in order to reduce costs. Inflation. War can also lead to inflation, as the cost of goods and services rises due to disruptions in supply chains and increased demand for military goods. This can make it harder for people to afford basic necessities, and can lead to social unrest. Economic instability. War can also lead to economic instability, as businesses are forced to close or relocate, and investors lose confidence in the economy. This can lead to a recession or even a depression, which can have a devastating impact on the lives of ordinary people. Environmental damage. War can also cause environmental damage, as natural resources are depleted, pollution levels rise, and infrastructure is destroyed. This can have a long-term impact on the environment, and can make it harder for people to rebuild their lives after the war is over. In short, when war becomes business, it can have a devastating impact on people and the planet. It is important to remember that war is not a business, and that there are always human costs to be paid. Here are some additional consequences of war as business. Corruption. War can lead to corruption, as businesses and government officials may use their positions to enrich themselves at the expense of the public. This can undermine trust in institutions and make it harder to rebuild after the war is over. Human rights abuses. War can also lead to human rights abuses, as people may be forced to work in dangerous conditions, be denied access to food and water, or be subjected to torture or other forms of violence. Trauma. War can also have a lasting psychological impact on those who are involved, both directly and indirectly. This can lead to post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, anxiety, and depression. It is important to remember that war is not a business, and that there are always human costs to be paid. We must work to prevent war and to build a more peaceful world.